All right, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Shit Guys Talk About It. Your boy, the Sophisticated Jerk. I got Taj up here. I got the Manic Genius. I got the CLS, Jessie the Barber, and we got a new person on the panel today, Phil, filling it. So welcome again. Thank you guys for tuning in. And before we jump into the topics, man, how's everybody doing today?
Great.
I'm hot as hell.
So
Great.
can't complain, bro.
Doing.
Y'all some like grumpy dudes out here, man.
Man, I'm good. Hey, sweaty as hell. Gains got. So
That's what I'm talking about, Jesse. Bring that energy. The rest of y'all, man, y'all sound like some old ass dudes through midlife crisis, man. What's
Man,
got my look. I'm gonna go ahead and represent for my team one time.
Hey, Cowboys.
Man, put that glass down, man.
get that shit out of here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna edit that out. It'd be funny, man. Every year, Jesse be all excited, like, "Oh man, I think we got a good season." And I see us going to the Super Bowl, and once we get to the playoffs, he's depressed. He's messing my lineup up, giving me like a Caesar on one side, a fade on the other, high and tight right here.
Hey, look, it's our year. It's our year. We're gonna get it.
Y'all say that every damn year.
It's gonna happen eventually.
Oh, so you're a Cowboys fan too?
Absolutely. Yep.
What team does he like?
Oh, God.
Yeah, y'all gotta just give it up, man.
Cowboys.
We all Cowboys.
Yeah, they all
here.
Cowboys fans, man.
Cowboys.
Yep.
You already know. Gang.
Oh
Is that
Lord.
all Cowboys fans?
We in here.
We doing numbers.
Y'all
Shit.
the most faithful fans out there, man.
Shout out to the Jets. We went in this year. We back. We got our boy Rodgers that joined. Yeah, I'm a Jets fan, man. It's been rough for the past like 25 years. I've been looking at like bottles of pills and stuff.
Hey, look, all I can say is the Grim Reaper hangs out at MetLife Stadium, so you'll have fun.
Oh yeah, we struggling. But all right, but before we jump into the topics, man, I did want to ask you guys a question because I was over there. I don't know if y'all like into the lottery like I am, but the Powerball is up to like 700 million. The Mega Millions, I think, is like 400 million. So I just wanted to kind of pick your guys' brain real quick. What would you guys do if you won that money? I'm gonna ask you first, Taj.
Did I pay for my girl's private school, man? That's what I would do.
Private school?
Hell yeah. And start a savings account for them to go to school. It'd pretty much be for them, for real.
Damn, you a good parent. All right, Manic. What about you?
That's a good answer. Probably strippers and coke.
That's what I'm talking about. What about you? What about you, Phil?
Honestly, I'll probably bless my family off. A couple of my friends here and there that I've known since I was a kid. And then after that, I second Martin. Not gonna lie.
So you going for the deal too, huh?
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Jesse? What would you do if you won that Powerball?
I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna go with all the materialistic shit. First thing I would do is I would go talk to a real financial advisor. First thing. But after that, open a group home, barbershop, barber school.
Nice.
Buy my family a house. Buy myself a house. Half of it is going to be invested to S&P 500 company for long-term investment. And also, I will buy a fucking apartment complex.
So you kind of thought this out well. Yeah, I'm like, damn, okay.
Thought long and hard about this.
Yeah.
That's what's up, though.
Well, I'm gonna buy CLS some new fucking wireless if I win the lottery.
It's the neighborhood, nigga. It got nothing to do with me. Fucking Spectrum. Hey, man. Spectrum. You can.
What would you buy if you won that lottery?
I would take some of that money and buy you a black card. Because you clearly don't know anything about the black community or black sitcoms or African American culture and shit.
Right now. Shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is it Jesse blacker than you at this point?
Hell yeah. I live in a gated community. But
He got a neighborhood watch sign in front of his house.
But all right, I just wanted to pick y'all guys' brain on that, man. Great answers. That was funny. I was just thinking about it. Like I said, I went and got me some tickets earlier, so I was like, shit, what would I do with all this money?
You got people pulling up next to you, fucking.
See, there you go with that whack ass wireless. that's God breaking his stuff up. You saw that?
That's funny.
But we'll go ahead. We'll jump into the first topic. Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into the first.
It's the neighborhood, bro. Amen.
But all right, we'll go ahead. We'll jump into the first topic. So I don't know if you guys been keeping in tune with YouTube and stuff. And one of the biggest topics lately was the whole Adam22 and Lena the Plug situation where, you know, if you don't know their relationship, Adam22, he kind of became I'll say a porn star, you know, the past year and a half. So they were filming nothing but him with like a couple of female scenes and stuff like that. So recently, I think his wife, you know, wanted to shoot a scene with her and a guy and stuff like that. And he kind of, voiced his feelings on a couple of podcasts when he was like telling people that, you know, he felt a kind of certain way when she did film that scene and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to go around and get your guys' take on that whole situation. And
wait, hold on real quick.
Because the girl did it?
No. Okay, so what happened? So Adam22, he's got a girlfriend. Her name is Lena the Plug.
Well, they just got married.
Yeah. But it was his girlfriend for a while, and they did like, you know, sex scenes together. You know, filmed it. You know, their OnlyFans. You know, they got popping. They made a lot of money off that. And then they started doing like, he would do scenes with her and another girl, and like they would have, you know, threesomes. I don't know, foursomes. I don't know, but they would do that. That was like a part of their lifestyle. Then they got married very recently, and one of the things that she wanted to do was, you know, sleep with somebody else, because, you know, he's been able to sleep with other women and, you know, in their relationship. But now that they're married, she wanted to go out and step out, and then she actually did it. You can see the black gentleman that's behind.
Hold on, let me pull it up. I got the photo up. Let me give y'all the evidence. Exhibit A.
Name Jason Love.
Jason Love, that's his name. Yeah, he definitely a porn star. That's a porn star name.
I went to his IG. That's all I was.
So that's as far as it's going.
So that
hell nah, bro.
That dude, he got yo, she's like, he's like, I think he's like 6'5".
Yeah, look at this dude, man. That's 400 years of oppression in his face.
He's 6'5". She's like, I think she's like 4'9" or some shit like that.
Wow.
Damn.
He's small.
But look how excited she is, man.
That nigga dick about the size of her arm. I didn't see the movie yet, man. But I've seen them fuck other bitches, man. I was like, man, they just like fucking like tiny little white chicks, like petite women.
But
look at his face though, man.
Hell no! Oh no!
That's just crazy.
She's
man.
all excited and stuff, man. Because the other photo that I took, the one that's in the thumbnail and stuff, man, she's too excited. I'm like, damn, you too excited about the chocolate. Who you, Willy Wonka?
Yo, she handpicked him, yo. But that's what them.
Oh, she handpicked him.
She handpicked him. That's what I'm saying. You never seen Black? You never go to that Black website? All you do is like. Motherfuckers look like they're playing the NFL and shit. They just be fucking small, petite women. That's all they do.
Yeah, if I was Adam, I would have broke this shit up. I would have been like, look, I would have caught an audible on the play. Like, nah, you better. Where's Ron Jeremy at?
Nah, but that's but dude, Ron Jeremy was packing too. If you remember, like, I don't know.
I don't care. You can't have this. This cat look like he ready, man. Like I said, he probably just watched Roots.
Shit, fuck that. Where's Weird Al Yankovic at? Goddamn.
Man, just finished watching Amistad for the third time.
You know, the 8 Mile. He was like, look, I'm getting payback.
Motherfucker look like Kanan the Barbarian. Hell no. Ain't no way. Hell no.
Nah, he a fucking he a fitness trainer, like a fitness trainer, and do bodybuilding and all that shit.
Sure, that's what he said.
So all right, I'm gonna go around.
It's on his profile, yo. I just reviewed his profile and shit. I'm like, nah, I mean, I think he in Miami and shit. So man, they fucking bitches down there, yo.
So CLS, was he one of them type of dudes that be rocking Timbs and stuff, putting her in a spider monkey and shit?
I guess. I'm on the that's what I'm saying. If you go on PH, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of skim through the shit. I mean, it's pretty. They all using the same fucking same formula, same script. Like they're following the same script. So Not even on no gay shit, but it's like it's kind of hard not to see the person's dick. That's what I'm saying. Because this is the first thing they do when when you watch when they shoot a porn scene or whatever. The first thing they do is put their dick in a girl's mouth. So their dick is like, its dick pretty much cover our whole fucking
this
face.
conversation's getting uncomfortable.
Yeah. Dude, that's just like I'm just saying. Everybody on this panel has seen porn, dog.
Let's move forward. What's the question, Jerk?
The first thing they do, or whatever I'm saying, is like top the dude
Corey.
off.
Yeah. Go to the question.
Corey sounded like a fucking producer in here.
I'm just saying, bro. That's what they do, bro. That's what they do.
I got a whole game plan. This is how I would do it.
All right. So the first question, I'm coming to Phil. Could you ever like allow any of this? Or first of all, would you ever like say, even if your wife was going to allow you to do like female scenes, would you ever do that? Like as a start, like a porn star career?
I mean, in terms of money, like that's like they make hella money. So I would not be opposed to that shit at all. I would not.
But just strictly like, would you only like do like females and stuff like that? Would you allow your like significant other to start branching out? Like if she came to you as like, hey, let me I want to do some scenes too. I allowed you to do some scenes with some females. I want to shoot with some guys.
You got me fucked up, and that shit ain't happening. Nah, it's gonna be me and me only, and I'll bring home the bread, and you just do whatever you want with it. But you're not finna turn around and go fuck some other. Nah, hell no, nope.
All right, Jessie, I'm coming to you. Would you ever do some scenes, or would you ever allow your significant other to film it?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I feel like to me, it wouldn't be okay for that to happen. Ain't no other dude penetrating my woman. If that happens, throw her away. I move on to the next one. I ain't doing it. It ain't happening. You contaminated. All his demons or what shit he got to deal with is going up inside of you. You taking on his shit. You're gonna be thinking about, especially if that shit good. Hey, I ain't dealing with that shit. Nah, it's not lost on me. I'm not the only one out there with, something good going on. So if that's the case, if that's what you want to do, hey, I'll see you later. No harm, no foul. But nah, I can't do it. And vice versa, I would want to keep it fair. So because that's not gonna be in the equation, I'm not gonna penetrate another female. It ain't happening. It's just I can't do it. It's only right. I don't live by any. I don't live by it's cool for me to do this, but it's not okay for you to do that. No, I can't. I can't look at my woman and feel like a man standing on my standards and my principles and be like, yeah, nah, I can do it, but you can't do it. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do it because that is a pet peeve of mine when I'm dealing with other people. So who am I to hold other people to higher standards than I'm willing to hold for myself?
Am I the only piece of shit that don't care about fairness?
No, I'm here too. You just haven't got to me.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I feel you, but
by yourself.
I mean, have you ever tried it?
There's a whole
who me? Nah, hell no.
You know what that leads to? That leads to a swinger lifestyle.
Yeah,
basically what it leads. Once you open that door, that's gonna lead. Next thing you know, she's probably gonna ask him, "Okay, well, let's just try the swinger shit." They got like clubs and all that shit out here in Atlanta.
Yeah. And if that's what you're into, I don't have no issue with that. I wouldn't judge, but like for me, I know that's not for me. And so I'm just strictly saying for me and my peace of mind, because realistically, I'm territorial. I ain't fucking with it. I can't do it because I already know I know me. I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna look at you some type of way. I'm not ever gonna want to penetrate you again. It ain't. It's no worth it. I do value exclusivity with the woman that I care about and the woman that I'm growing with and building with. So if she a jump off, like whatever, go ahead, go get slutted out. But we done after that though. Still. Go ahead, do you?
Yeah, it's different when it's your wife. It's different.
All right, CLS. I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with Jesse. I feel the same way he does. It's different when it's your wife. If it's just your girlfriend or just somebody, like a short-term relationship, or even if you dated her for a year or something like that, it's different when it's your wife. Nah, so the answer would be no.
All right, Taj, I'm coming to you.
They pretty much took the words out of my mouth, man. I don't really got much to say no more. I did, but they kind of said it for me already. It's kind of I'm not with the double standard shit. I mean, being how I am, if I'm doing something, I can't very well tell the person I'm with, hell no, you can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I can't do that. For one, I wouldn't put myself in that position. But at the end of the day, like, I don't really do the whole double standard shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, go ahead, have your little fun for a minute, and we'll go from there after that. We should be mature enough to talk about it after that. But if we're going to do this, if you want to continue doing it, I'm out. You know what I mean? But like, I would prefer us to stop completely. You know what I mean? Regardless how I got started. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much my thing with that.
All right, Manic. Could
Yeah,
you
so-
do this or?
No, I definitely wouldn't do the whole let my girl be with other dudes. That's just weird. That's just very weird.
Mhm.
But if she proposed, adding a girl to the mix, hey, I'm cool with that. But it's a girl. That's it. There's no like, hey, let me run off with this girl and do my own thing. Like, nah, she can be added to the mix, but it's like a temporary thing. But I give it a shot. I got enough to go around.
So you were flirt because I kind of agree with like Jesse and them. I wouldn't even probably go down that path because I think like that person's gonna come back eventually and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I want my turn.
You're probably right.
Yeah, you didn't rent.
So
Probably right.
you would still do it though?
Yeah, I would take the risk.
She might ask the first time though. She's not gonna ask the first time. The first time.
Oh, she asked the first time, like, "Hey, I want to add somebody to the mix." I'm like, "Oh, who?"
Yeah.
And then it's Jonathan.
See, that
I'm
right
like,
there just solidifies that's gonna be a girlfriend situation. That's never gonna be my lady forever.
Right.
That's
Correct.
just gonna be
Right.
we gonna
So
have
you can okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Mhm.
Keep pushing.
So
Keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
So Manic, I got to follow up though. So say like you got your turns, you out here, you're doing your thing, and then
yeah.
a year from now she comes up like, hey, I want to have my turn. How do you handle that situation?
I tell her we got to go to counseling.
You got some shit you got to deal with. I'm good,
like, hey,
but you got some shit fucked up.
yeah, we got to go to
Matter of fact,
counseling.
We don't got to go to counseling. Your ass got to go to counseling.
And it's just like, hey, the past was the past. It was terrible. We should never did that. I regret doing it. But we got to look to the future, and the future is completely monogamy. Just you and me versus the world.
you're gonna get yours first though. You're gonna make sure you get yours first and then go from there.
Well, I mean, the past is the past. It's already done. It's already happened. It's like, hey, you can't change that. You can learn from that. I learned from that experience. It wasn't a good experience.
That was a pretty good answer. It was a little asshole-ish still, but I mean, you did a nice like touch up on that. So all right, let me ask you guys something. Do you think like Adam22? Do you think it's like pretty much over now that this all happened and stuff, and he had those like type of feelings? Because I think I forgot who.
You mean do you think he's gonna leave her in the relationship?
Yeah. Do you think this is like the beginning of the end for them?
Nah.
Probably not.
I don't think he's gonna allow it to happen again, but I think he's gonna be on some like he's gotta justify this in his head, and he's gonna do so much justifying in his head that he's gonna overlook this. It's gonna always play with him. It's gonna always be in the back of his head, but he's got a reputation, a brand, everything. He's gonna push that to a side, and it's gonna be a small compartmentalized thing that in 5 years from now, he's not even gonna really think back on it. It's just gonna be a reference point.
Yep.
Time heals. So he's healing now. So by the time 5 years from now, he'll be good. Now it's different if she starts pushing the agenda like, hey, I want to do this again, or I want to try something greater. Then
that had the potential to shut it down.
I don't know, man. Because
am I the only one that saw that dude? Like, you're not coming back from that shit. I'm sorry.
I'm with Phil. See, man,
There's no way in hell you come out.
He's already accepted it.
I am not getting that shit. I'm like, you was with him? Nah, fuck.
Like, first of all, like, the way that dude looks, and if his shit is the same size as our arm, she needs vaginal reconstructive surgery before we could ever do anything again.
He's ruined.
Dude,
listen,
man.
they had a whole podcast where they talked about it, and she literally said,
Yeah.
she said, yeah, I was sore for 3 days. Like,
Oh, hell no.
I know it was a little different
Facts.
because
Facts.
when me and Adam tried to do it, I kept like flinching, saying "ow, ow," and he was just like, "Hey, this is different." And he was like, "Yeah, he reupholstered you," like, and he was making a joke out of
he
it.
did.
But
he ran all the furniture in there.
fucking-
yeah, that's
off
exactly what he
that
said. He said it in a
It's
joking way,
over.
but she said it took her
Yeah.
3 days for her to heal, and then she could like have normal with her dude again.
And
But
she said this on a
Yeah, it
live.
is. Yo,
she
yo,
said this on a
dude,
live with
Ain't
him.
no way.
Yo,
Ain't
let me
no
pull
way.
this back up.
Nah, hell no.
Yo.
Yeah, you gotta pull this back up
Yo,
again.
he got a
3
fucking-
days.
Yo,
Hell no.
Adam-
She said
Yo,
it
Adam-
came. It snapped back.
Yeah,
After
Adam-
Ain't
3
no
days.
snap back from that.
It's
Adam
always
22.
gonna snap
Not
back.
a
Like
chance.
women push out babies. Like
You gotta
if we're
fucking-
really, if we're gonna be real about it, it's gonna snap back. It
Yeah.
always snaps
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Unless it
she's
rips.
doing this, unless she's doing this over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like she did it one time, it's gonna come back. It's just like having a baby. You know,
Not
like
one time
women
too
have
late.
about
That nigga,
8
yo.
kids, 9
One
kids.
time for 45
that
minutes.
toe up.
I don't
Like
think-
that joint. Yeah, that's a traumatic.
But I'm with Phil.
Well,
I don't think because the way he was talking in the interview, man, you could tell like he was hurt to his soul, man, and it seemed like she was like getting payback on him for a certain way, like or there was some like I wouldn't
They feel like the
disrespect this
threesomes.
guy because even the way like if Manic, you saying she was talking like that, and that's kind of just like it's like man, damn, just go film your scene, but we ain't gotta like rehash the details.
Well,
He seemed
wanted to
too
do it.
excited, huh?
They did a lot of-
He
they did a lot
wanted
of
to do it.
threesomes.
He wanted to show the world that he was okay with having this conversation in front of the world. You don't think that they had this whole conversation privately? Like, hey, we're gonna talk about this. You can say this. You know, all this stuff is. I'm not gonna say it's staged, but you know, they did. They did their prep work. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
for
they,
years.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
the first
they did-
I'm telling you, go watch some first interviews. Those that hurt his soul, man.
no,
Like
it
when he was
definitely
talking
hurt
about
his
it.
soul. I agree with you
Dude.
on that. It definitely hurt his soul, but like over time, you know, he's compartmentalizing it, and it's gonna get better over time. He's not gonna be thinking about this so much.
Yeah,
You know,
I
a
think
year
it was
from
an
now.
ego bruiser. That's
Yeah,
an
for
ego
sure.
bruiser, bro.
That shit was coming, because they were doing
Huge.
threesomes. They were always doing threesomes with it was him, her, and other chicks for like I don't know, like years before this happened or whatever. And that
He brought
motherfucker,
shit
man,
himself.
compared to that dude, man, nigga, Adam22 got a fucking Tyler penis compared to that nigga, yo. he built like a fucking Tyler compared to that nigga, yo. Yo, even Melissa Ford said she wouldn't fuck that nigga, yo. After she saw like a clip of dude, she was like, fuck no.
And how
Yeah,
you
that's
know-
what I'm saying. Like Adam should have had more like of a say in this. I was like, look, we getting the average motherfucker.
Yeah.
He gonna be unattractive. You know,
Yeah.
damn that. Yeah, like So y'all think they can work this out? You think Adam's gonna suck this up and they're gonna move forward on this?
Yeah,
He gonna suck it up.
For the money.
He gonna
I'm
suck it
with
up like
Phil
his,
on
wife,
this.
his wife, like his wife did.
Yeah. I mean,
Taj, you
just
think they
for the
gonna work
simple
this out?
fact-
I have no idea, man. They might.
The brand, yo, they got a brand.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot with this conversation here. I'm just taking it all in.
It's a lot of
There's
process.
too much-
Yeah,
there's
you
too
over
much
there
money
having
coming in, yo. People
flashbacks,
are still talking
You
about
over
it.
there having flashbacks like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out those interviews that Manic was talking about.
Yeah, it's on No Jumper. It's on The Jumper. It's
Oh
podcast.
damn! So they did a whole breakdown. Did my
Yeah.
man call in? Jason Love call in too?
I
'Cause he
think there
owns-
was one where he was talking to him,
Yeah.
just having
He
a
called-
casual
hell.
conversation with the guy that smashed his wife.
They did a
This
lot.
is the element because they have a kid too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a baby.
Oh,
Mhm.
damn.
They got one.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Dang.
Yep. Mhm.
Damn.
Children
So that's
involved.
the crazy part because it's just like, man, when your kid grows up, shit, they got to come out and see this. Like,
They're gonna have to figure. Yeah, they're gonna find out like from their friends.
I mean, it's no different.
Their
It's no
friends
different
won't
than Kim K. No different than that situation. Kim K and Ray J. Same thing.
Oh, that's way different.
I mean,
That's
they wasn't
way
married.
different,
He wasn't
bro.
married to her, but I'm just saying that
They
was
were
pretty
together
much.
though. They were
Huh?
together.
They were together.
Right.
Though. Her and Ray J were together though. That's what I'm saying. Not married, but they were together, and that's how that was
Yeah.
pretty much how the world was introduced to her in a way, like how she kind of got her claim to fame doing the sex tape with Ray J, well, Brandy's little brother, whatever.
Right, and that's facts. But like,
Right.
if you look at the two, it's two different dynamics here.
It is
Like, you got
It
the
is.
fact that
It is.
that's how Kim K became famous,
right.
and now this is now how Adam is like, damn, you let this big motherfucker fuck your girl, like what the hell? So he's gonna get hate, whereas Kim K got love.
Right.
So
But I think he cares more about money though, because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's still talking about it. I just watched Joe Budden.
He don't care
podcast,
about
and
more
they're
money.
still
That's a
talking about it.
justification, man.
He got money. He's
enough
already
money.
rich, but people,
Yeah.
white dudes like money, man. They like money. It's like
But
I'll take the L.
To what expense? You gonna sacrifice? He didn't want it. He didn't want that to happen. He just didn't want to seem like a hater. He should have
Yeah.
just grabbed his balls and said, "Hey, this is gonna make me uncomfortable. I have a brand, And he even said it himself. He's like, man, I didn't really care about it, but I just worried how people are going to think about me in my space. Like, well, you have a whole brand.
Yeah, you care about it.
You care about it.
He said a double negative with that shit. You know,
he should have done the Manic. He should have been like, look, I got money, baby. We ain't doing this stuff. Nah.
That might have been some bucket list shit for her.
Yeah. We got plenty money. We don't need any more. We're good. She
wanted that BBC. I think there's a lot of white women out there that are married to white men and they want to try BBC, dude. Facts. They talk about it.
It's a fetish thing for her.
They talk about it all the time. I've heard women talk about this in front of me. White women. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They were talking about it in front of you, CLS. I think they were trying to.
They're trying to. CLS, you ain't pick up on the signs.
Dude, driving Uber. What the fuck? That shit like taxi cab fucking confession. You ever watched taxi cab?
No. I'm saying they wanted more than the Uber ride, brother.
Yeah,
damn straight.
They wanted you,
dude. I took a picture of a girl's pussy doing an Uber trip once.
Uber driver in the show.
Yeah, I did. A couple in the back. Wow, I'll tell you that story later. But man, you surprised me. I think
we might have to have a whole segment on Uber stories.
You pick up some strange motherfuckers on the street. I'm telling you.
Confessions with CLS.
It ain't gonna be all that, but it's a true story.
Not confession.
That's crazy.
Not that kind of confession, but nah, the chick caught me off guard.
But let me ask y'all a question. One last question on this, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Do you think like she knowingly kind of played like the long game? Like, let me go ahead and let him sleep with like some females so I could eventually do my like scenes down the line and stuff. You think she might have did some of that? Like, was strategic with it?
I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50.
You wanted to try a black dude.
I think it's 50-50.
That'd be really calculated. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I might not be giving her enough credit, but I don't think so.
I don't know. That might have been some shit that just came up as she got into it. Because you know, people change. People like they change what they like, what they want to try. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, wait, pull that picture up again.
It could have been.
Dude, think about it. How is it any? If you think about it, I don't know if it's a fetish thing, but how is it any different than black men prancing around saying, "Okay, I'll never marry a white woman, but I'll sleep with white women"? It's the same shit. You treat the white woman like a fetish, right? Yeah, I'll hook up with white girls, but I don't want to marry one. I'm not saying that, but I've heard black people openly say that.
I don't know, man. I don't think that she was
like shit. It's the same
calculated.
Thing,
nah, she looked too happy. She planned this out. She mapped it for day one.
She planned it out, bro. I'm telling you, she planned that shit out.
Look how happy she is.
She looked like she just said I do. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying, man. They look like a couple, man. That's what I'm saying. Like she's a little too excited.
Like, like that.
She gripping him like this is the love of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dude. Oh my God.
He's looking down at her like this is my boo and stuff. Like, man,
go to this nigga's TikTok, bro. This nigga got a video on his TikTok right now. He's doing squats with two white chicks. He got one on his back and then one on bear hugging her in the front and doing.
So this was a day in the office for him, but she looking like she in love.
Two white chicks with all kinds of with fucking booty shots and boob jobs and all that type of shit. Cause they stacked the shit and he got them picking them both up doing squats. With two chicks.
Oh, my man doing whole workouts and shit. He on some Vin Rames baby boy shit, huh?
Yep. Same shit. Yeah, two chicks. It's on fucking TikTok, bro.
But all right. Any last words on here? Any parting words for Adam22? What should Adam do in this case?
Leave.
Take that L. Not say nothing. Take that L. He ain't leaving, yo. He not gonna leave her, bro.
What he should do is sign up and go to therapy.
Yeah. Is he gonna look weak?
Get him a therapy.
He's gonna look weak.
What about you, man? What should he do?
Man, I do not have any advice for him. You kind of reap what you sow when you allow something like this into your life, and I'm just gonna pray for him.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I think I'm with Phil on this one. Adam, you might want to like haul ass on this one, man. You got money, you're rich. Move on. take the L.
That nigga ain't going nowhere, yo.
But all right, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next topic. That was actually a pretty fun one, man. I'm glad y'all had some good takes on that. So the next one, if y'all didn't watch like the last episode, we were kind of talking about men's health and stuff like that, and then it kind of led into like the 9-to-5 employee and versus the entrepreneur. So kind of wanted to circle back to this because I know like Manic wanted to chime in and Jessie had some good points also. So I wanted to go around and get everybody like, what do you think of the pros and cons for like a 9-to-5 employee versus a entrepreneur, and kind of what do you choose out of the two? because I know some people like 9 to 5s, you know, they might like the structure, and some people are, I say, more free spirited. You know, they like the entrepreneurism and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and start with you, Jesse, since you kind of kicked it off.
Oh shit! Bang bang, choo choo train. You already know what I am. Gang gang, entrepreneur all day. Fucking 9 to 5. They can eat a big fat dick. I don't care. I'm not working for nobody 9 to 5. At least as my primary income. And I mean, honestly, like you got your ups and downs with both. Obviously, the main one would be time restrictions for 9 to 5, whereas you get a little bit more freedom with the entrepreneur. I literally I can make money whenever I want to. I can take off whenever I want to. But of course, what comes with that is you have to be disciplined. You have to be strategic. You have to think of a lot of moving parts all at the same time, which with entrepreneurship, but it's very doable, man. It's the freedom that comes with it. I would not change it for anything, man. I couldn't see myself going in, punching the clock every day and working by the hour. I honestly don't work by the hour, I work by the minute. So every minute is $1. If every minute ain't $1, every minute is $2 or $3. We don't go down into the cents by the minute. So having the freedom, I'm really blessed with the career path that I've found, and I'm excited to continue my entrepreneurship. Now there are cons. Of course, you got to fucking pay your taxes. They don't automatically get taken out. So you are running a business as an entrepreneur, even if you're just a sole proprietor. You don't have, products that you're selling and things like that. You don't have a storefront. I'm a barber, so I rent a space, and I still have a company that I have to adhere to rules and stuff. So on that note, it's still not as involved as a 9 to 5, where they can tell you cut your beard and you got to cut your beard. No piercings, no tattoos.
Yeah.
They can tell you how
Military.
to wear your hair. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. You ain't telling me what to do with my body.
Well, we already been on that road, military.
Ain't doing it. Yeah. So with all of that, there are some pros to 9 to 5s that I see. You get your taxes taken out, so you have one less stress. You don't have to worry about marketing. You don't have to worry about your brand. You do work less hours because as an entrepreneur, even though I work on average at least 50 hours a week at the shop cutting hair, but that doesn't take into the time that I spend on my marketing, on my bookkeeping, things like that. Also, buying my products and stuff like that. So networking, meeting people, going to barber shows. So all these things are additional to my regular work week, which is already at 50 hours. So it's not for the faint of heart. So I would tell anybody out there, like, if you got a dream and you have a product or a idea that you could work for yourself, man, shoot for the stars, but know what comes with it. You're going to work and you're going to work and you're going to work. You're going to put in more work on top of more work. So if you have children, you have a wife that's not understanding, or you're in a situation where you have other aspects of your life that would not be conducive to you being an entrepreneur, think that shit through, because it's not for the faint of heart.
I appreciate that, man.
And that's my take on it, because I wouldn't suggest this for everybody. Everybody got a lane. I always tell everybody, look, if you in LA, you got 7 lanes of traffic. If you're gonna go 55, 60, your ass do not belong anywhere from the middle to the left. Keep your ass in the right, like straight up. Or if you're on 95, it's 3 lanes of traffic and you want to go to speed limit, keep your ass out the left lane, because I'm gonna honk at you, flash my lights. I'm that guy. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm not playing that shit. Like, so I would just say pick a lane and go in best for the best that suits you. If you know you a lazy motherfucker, don't try to be an entrepreneur because you're gonna look stupid in the process. But if you know you got to drive and your 9 to 5, you always doing extra work, you always trying to make their company better. Hey, value yourself and take that step to figure out what you love and what your ideas can be, and step into entrepreneurship and do it confidently. And don't be afraid of failure because you're gonna fail a lot constantly. And
No, I
that's my
appreciate
take.
it. Nah, that's dope. But all right, Phil, I'm gonna come to you, man. So what do you kind of prefer out of the two, and what would you say are the pros and cons?
So I want to be honest. Speaking from a father's perspective, I have to look at, structure. So, having served in the military, it was hard at first, but then a lot of people don't look at what comes with that. All the educational benefits, all of the medical benefits, all the things that I don't have to worry about, things I don't have to set in place are already there for me. It's going to be a struggle in the beginning, but there's no reason why I can't do both. There's no reason why I can't have a 9 to 5 and pursue an entrepreneurship. So I look at it from a holistic perspective. I'm not going to choose one or the other. I'm going to do both. So, if it was as a single person having no kids, I have more of an ability to take a risk with an entrepreneurship. But me having a child and wanting to have a family, I have to look at structure. I have to, just like anybody would. Doing an entrepreneurship, you're not going to have the automatic money for college. You're not going to have the medical. You have to go find your own medical. You have to go apply for the schools. But, with what the military gave me as an exit, I can go to school for free. My child can go to school for free. So I took a risk in the beginning, but now I have a lot of rewards. And if I want to pursue an entrepreneurship, now I have a certification program. Now I have money for anything that I want on a college perspective, where I can now take that risk, having done my 9 to 5. And now going into another 9 to 5, it's about structure. That's just my personal opinion on it. Now, I know a lot of people who are entrepreneurs and they're doing really good, but then I also think about like the recession time frame when COVID hit, right? When COVID hit, people were down bad. I still was getting paid. I still have my medical. I still have my college. I had all of that. And I felt bad for those who had small businesses, those who were barbers, those who were, nothing against Jessie. I honestly, I think you guys are probably the one business that did stay, with COVID, because no matter what happens, people need a cut. People need to get taken care of, but then there's a bunch of other people who didn't have that opportunity. Small businesses like little pizza restaurants or like little, places trying to come up and be, a bunch of black businesses that I saw go downhill, that got looted. And now they have no money to come back from because they put everything they had into that business. And whereas it's great. And if it thrives, you thrive. But I honestly feel as though if you have money from the beginning, if you come from money, you have all of that opportunity to take that money and then go push forward with it. But if you're starting off with nothing, and you want to take that risk, it is a huge risk, very big. But there's no reason why you can't do both.
No, I like that perspective, man. Thank you. All right, CLS, I'm gonna come to you.
No, I agree with him because that's how it is in the beginning. I mean, all of your capital is from your personal savings and everything. So you're putting all of your own money into your dream, your business. But I was trying to juggle both, like he said, or what I was keeping my, I was at the post office. I had job security. I had to worry about getting laid off. And I had full benefits, medical, everything. So, and I was just trying to do the entrepreneur thing on the side. So that was the reason why I went to truck driving school, because I wanted to learn a skill, something I could use, and I could maybe start something in transportation. But then also I could find employment anywhere, because everybody needs drivers. Every company needs drivers. They need long haul drivers, regional, I don't know, garbage truck drivers, whatever.
That's definitely a good
truck drivers
skill.
make bread.
Truck drivers get bread too.
They get bread.
They make money.
Facts.
But all right, Manic, I'll go ahead, come to you.
I mean, Phil hit a lot of the points. I have the same sentiment as far as a 9 to 5. And no disrespect to entrepreneurs. I definitely think that, people with a complete entrepreneurial spirit, deserve to have that opportunity. But with opportunities, there's a lot of, I'm just a person who likes structure. So for me, it's all 9 to 5. Like I can't even rock with entrepreneurship unless I'm using, the stability from my 9 to 5 to, build up capital to fund and take that risk. Because if I take that risk and lose or fail, which a lot of businesses do fail, The true entrepreneur keeps failing and then keeps failing and keeps failing until they figure it out. If your capital is limited, like if you're starting from ground zero, it's a hell of a risk. And you could look up 10, 15 years later and then look at your peers and everybody's has, structure. They went the 9 to 5 route. They have positions and you sitting up there, like finally, getting the ball moving and things finally, coming together. Yes, there's a higher ceiling completely with entrepreneurship, but, just dealing with life and life fluctuations, there's highs and lows. The 9 to 5 just works better because it protects you against those fluctuations of life. Medical bills. I had a buddy of mine, he was playing ball and he tore his Achilles. And fortunately, he had a 9 to 5. So, he had to have surgery. The surgery was like a little over 10 bands. Yeah, that was covered completely by his medical insurance. So it's just like if he had been an entrepreneur, that would have been an out-of-pocket expense that he would have had to, pay for and account for. Yes, he could have wrote off some of it, but so there's the health plan, that Phil had mentioned. Got your dental, and then like investments, your 401k. Like I'm working my 9 to 5, in 30 years. It sounds like a long time, but how many people do you know that's made it to 60? I know a lot. They're done. And that money that they've put into their retirement has been matched by their employer. So it's like, and it's not only doubled because with money, and when you invest it, there's interest. And the interest is not just simple interest, it's compounded. So when you invest, a percentage, your company invests as a matching percentage, that compounds over time. So, you could turn easily, $10,000 into compounded, over the course of 30 years. I mean, you could easily turn that into $100,000 just with the whole compounded interest, with you putting more and more in. And that's not a lot of money to retire on. But when you go to certain levels of a 9 to 5, you can contribute more. And I know people who've in their retirement alone, have over $1 million. So when they say, you know what, I'm done doing this, 9 to 5 grind, they're millionaires at the end of it. And in that process, they probably have already paid off their house, had that stability to take other type of risks, other type of investments because they have that stable income. And another thing with the 9 to 5, I'm talking about all the pros because I love the 9 to 5, but is the time cons, off, man.
Is it the cons?
I'll get to the cons, but one of the pros is the time that you get off. Like a lot of people say, "Oh man, you work all year to get 2 weeks off." No, you you get depending on the 9 to 5 you have, it just varies. Like I get every weekend off. There's 52 weeks in a year, 2 days a week. That's 104 days off just with the weekends, and then I got holidays. There's like I think 15 holidays. So add that. Plus I got annual leave, accruing. So I accrue about 26 days a year. And then plus I got sick leave. That's another 26 days. I'm looking at,
Are you one of those people that abuse sick time?
Nah, not at all. I have so much sick time. It just rolls over and I'll cash out.
You're looking at 183 days off a year.
I'm looking at 171. That's 47% off if I absolutely use all my annual leave and my sick leave. And with that, I only have to work 60% of the time to get 100% of my money. So it's just like, that's the difference between like an entrepreneur. You have to work 100% of your time to get your money, and obviously there's like, clients and stuff like that where you don't have to physically, be there. You can like sell a product and it can, work while you're sleeping. But, I don't have to deal with like different market trends and fluctuations with like a different sentiment. Like 1 year you could be up, like you're like if you're selling a product, you could be selling coffee mugs and just have a crazy year where people really rocking with you and you're selling, and you pull in $300,000, in 1 year. And then now your lifestyle changes. And then you could have a next year where, hey, somebody else is selling a hot product and people have already bought your coffee mugs that really support you. So, you make 30,000, you go from making 300 to 30,000. So dealing with those fluctuations, it definitely takes a certain type of person that can stomach those. And honestly, I know myself, I can't stomach a loss like that. I can't be that high and then get that low, because I'm gonna do some dumb shit with my money. I'm gonna spend it. So for me, and then also like I know how I am with work. I wouldn't have much flexibility, because if there's an opportunity for me to make more money, I'm going to try to make more money. I'm going to constantly be there. At least with a 9 to 5, I can like hit the off switch and be like, yo, this is my weekend. This is the end of the day. I'm not really working. And I heard traffic was mentioned. So, I mean, you can find jobs that work remotely. Like I work from home. I don't got to deal with traffic. I mean, I come in the office every once in a while, but it's not often. And yeah, I save a lot of money on gas, a lot of money and time on gas. Oh, yeah. But I say the con is definitely the ceiling, the earnings potential, because it really is limited. Based on your progression in your company, your agency, or whoever you work for, there's levels of it. Your salary is kind of already set. So, you're not, unless you move to a different position, you're going to be kind of capped off. So I'll say, and you do have to wake up and go to work on the days that's allotted to you. So there's limited. The con is flexibility, and the ceiling, the earnings potential. That's my only two cons of a 9 to 5. We 9 to 5 over here, baby.
Let me toss it to my man Taj over there. So Taj, what do you kind of prefer, and what's some pros and cons that you've seen?
I mean, I'm I'm old mug, man. I'm only 28, so I ain't got no problem with 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? As long as I get my bread, I'm good. I'm just learning from all y'all, from what y'all saying. You know what I mean? Just taking some notes. But to be real, I would prefer a 9 to 5, because I like structure too. You know what I mean? Plus, I've had my fair share of failure trying to start my own thing, and it sucks. I ain't gonna lie. And trying to jump into the pool, like all these inspirational speakers be trying to say, I'm tired of drowning. You know what I mean? So I'd rather have a fallback. You know what I mean? I'll have my 9 to 5 on the side while I'm trying to get my shit going. You know what I mean? Exactly. So yeah, I'd rather work with both. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm only 28, and I feel like I've already drowned so many damn times. It's not even funny. So I'm like, I'm listening to what all y'all have to say, because it's real shit. It's a lot of things I ain't really thought about. I kind of be listening to what this generation be talking about. Like, hey, man, just go ahead and just jump. If you do it, if you don't do it now, you won't ever do it. Well, God damn it, I guess I ain't going to do it, because brother tired. I got daughters. I got to make some money. You know what I'm saying? I can't just leave what I have, because they're going to suffer from my bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just me no more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean? So I'm like, let me be smart, man. Keep my 9 to 5. Whether I hate it or not, it's income coming in. I'm able to handle business. And while I'm doing that, I'll have the discipline to stay on point with my other stuff, to make sure, because I am going to own something eventually. It's going to happen. It's going to take a little longer than most. That's all.
I think for me,
you're playing it safe. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think so too. But I do envy, like, I'm gonna say entrepreneurs, because like I know even through COVID, and this one thing I respect about like Jessie was getting creative. He was like going to people's houses, cutting heads there where they close the barber shops. Yeah. He's always like looking like 2 steps ahead. So I think you do got to be built, for the type of lane. Like me personally, I like structure, but looking at like entrepreneurs, sometimes I'll be like, damn, man, I wouldn't mind doing that, but I just say got kind of a pussy. I ain't gonna lie to you. So when Jessie was mentioning fear and stuff, it definitely makes sense, because it's just like, I think a lot of people, Phil was kind of hitting on it in Manic too, where it's just like, man, you got to encompass like the family and stuff like that. So I think people do get kind of like scared, and it's for the right reasons, because it's like, hey, I got to cover, the family and stuff. But, I think the entrepreneur is definitely funner, a cooler path and stuff like that. And I do respect the people that do it, because like I said, I could have, like Manic said, I can have those ups and downs, man. So I probably operate better in structure and stuff, but definitely down the line, I would like to, start setting up some stuff, like racing the entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So I think most people kind of going to eventually try to move to like a hybrid, like you have your job and then, you might set up a business or something like that. But I think people like Jessie, man, I can stomach it. They jump out there, man. And I definitely respect it too, man, because that spirit is definitely needed in this economy.
Facts.
Yeah. Thanks.
I had something else that I left out, right? So you already know, Jerk, that I did landscaping for 3 years at the same time while I was cutting hair as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what it really was I fucked up and I bought a brand new truck in 2019.
Oh.
And that truck payment was like $850. So, hey, I had to do something because fuck. Hey, straight up. So already being a barber, I was making pretty decent money, but like looking at the finances, the shit just didn't add up. So I decided, all right, what's the way I could have this truck pay for itself? I was like, well, shit, I can cut grass. Used to do this shit as a teenager all the time to make money. That's how I made money as a kid. Is cut grass. Like my parents was dirt poor, like not responsible with money, blah blah blah. So I worked from like the age of 12 on, right? So I
Same
always
here.
had I always had a hustle in me, right? So I thought about it, and honestly, YouTube University taught me how to take lawn care to the next level. So I just started building 2019, and I did both for 4 days a week. I was in the shop, 2 days a week I was cutting grass for 3 years. During COVID, I thank God for that landscaping business because by the time I got there and COVID and our barbershop shut down for 2 months, yeah, I was doing house calls, but at the same time, hey, I had landscaping as well. And I was also doing aerations. I was expanding it. So I put more into that during that time, knowing what was happening. And I made more money during that time to keep me afloat. And at the end of it all, man, last year I sold everything. Sold my truck, all the landscaping equipment after putting 3 years into it because I got to a point where I was like so drained from trying to work, cutting hair, trying to build this business, and the entrepreneurship took a toll. So I had to pick a lane. And I didn't accept that landscaping failed, but in a way, the failures in that business ultimately led me to make a decision to do one or the other. Landscaping doesn't drive my purpose or serve my purpose. Barbering does. So I chose barbering because I chose purpose over money. I could easily make $300,000 a year minimum doing landscaping for what I knew how to do and what services I could render. If I would have just been like, man, forget the barbershop, forget my purpose, I'm chasing the bag. I could have easily been there by the end of this year. Easy. But, you know, that money isn't everything to me. So I chose my purpose and landscaping, it just went the other route. Now, if I had a chance to go back, right, which we can't do, but hindsight, I would have never took on an $800 truck payment because I was eating into my profits. I would have saved up till I got about $5,000-$6,000 and would have bought a beater truck, paid for, and I would have saved so much money over the course of those 3 years, and probably would have the money to be able to open my barbershop. And so through the mistakes and the failures within inside of like not the ultimate failure to where landscaping business shut down or barbering stopped completely, like you learn things, and that's part of entrepreneurship as a whole is you learn from the tiny failures because just because you don't fail as a collective like business, you have smaller failures that teach you stuff and you have room to adjust. And then those adjustments is where you start climbing. It's just like the stock market, how a stock always it fluctuates, right? That's how you are as an entrepreneur. You're always fluctuating and you're learning strategies based on your tiny failures. So I got comfortable with it and also uncomfortable at the same time. So I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't. Now I would go back as a part-time employee because I've done that a couple times, delivering pizzas, taking out trash at senior citizen apartment complexes. Like I've done the part-time thing periodically, and I'm not opposed to it. But as an entrepreneur, I have that freedom to adjust my schedule. So that's just the things that I see from doing both all my life 9 to 5 prior to barbering.
Mhm.
Loved it. I knew I had a check coming every Friday as long as I went to work and did my hours. And like Manic said, you don't have to work 100% of the time. You can fuck off half the time if you want to. You can be a lazy employee, do the bare minimum, and they ain't gonna fire you because they need bodies. They need bodies. That's the truth. But I'm not with all of the structure. I can structure my own life. Like honestly, I've done a 5-year period of my time where it was strictly structured by somebody else. I ain't feeling that. Nah.
Definitely makes sense. Yeah, I remember when you used to come to the house and cut the grass. It'd be hot as hell, man. I'd be looking out in the blinds with my drink. I'd be like, damn that. I want no parts of that. Just be out there like, hey man, you want to come out here and talk? I'm like, nah, it's hot. Like, I'm gonna be up in this AC unit.
Bougie ass.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Hell yeah. I'm pampered now, dog.
Well, pampered as a fucker, and I was eating fucking Grey Poupon sandwiches and shit.
Hey, I was drinking mimosas and shit. Look at that. Like,
Hey,
I had the blinder open. I was like, oh shit. I was like, great job, Jesse. I'm with you in spirit. I'll be throwing up the thumbs up. Like, great job, dog.
While you're inside too.
Yeah, nah, you said for that 300,000 though, man. I don't know. See, this is why I couldn't be an entrepreneur, because if I had the potential to make 300,000, I would just go in, bro. Like I wouldn't care about nothing else. Fuck a purpose. My purpose is this money.
I would tell me about that 300,000. I would have been there in some Daisy Dukes and some Tims cutting some grass.
I was like 300,000
and a bandana.
Hey, look,
it's dope having that flexibility though. Do what you want though. Him having that flexibility.
Yeah, and then, beautiful.
And you're bigger. It seems like you're a bigger risk taker. Like when you're single with no kids, you're a bigger risk taker. You know what I mean? Because you don't have anybody depending on you pretty much all.
I have
the freedom to do whatever you want.
Son. I have a 15-year-old son. I'm not kidless, but he doesn't live with me, so I have a lot more freedom.
Right. No, I'm speaking in general though. Like just men in general that don't, that are single, no kids, seem to be bigger risk takers.
Yeah.
I think that's the key.
It's easier because you don't have the weight of like, hey, if I fuck this up, it's not just me. Yeah. It's them. I gotta think about them. So yeah, I definitely I respect every lane, and I agree with, you got kids, hey, you gotta be a little bit more reserved, man. Like it ain't just about you.
Gotta play it safe.
Yeah, but I kind of liked how Phil initially brought up doing both. It's just like you got the stability from the 9 to 5 where you can build in that money, bring it in, and then you can use that money to take, calculated risks where it's like, hey, maybe I can, put, 10,000 into this investment to be on my entrepreneurial spirit. And if I lose it, it's going to be a loss and it's going to hurt because it's, it's going to feel like a failure, but at least it didn't stop, your bills from being paid. And at least it didn't stop, so you can still do both. And I think that's like, in my opinion, probably the best way, unless if you're coming from wealth and your family got money and stuff, then go ahead, shoot that entrepreneurial spirit, fail as many times as you want. They'll support it because they got that that cash flow coming in. But when you got to kind of get it out the mud, it's just like there's not as much room for error. So it's just like you have to really make sure that you're spending that time wisely and like building towards something. And like the structure from the 9 to 5, you kind of build towards something. And I think a lot of times we don't give credit to we kind of look at all jobs, all 9 to 5s the same, and all entrepreneurs I'm struggling. All entrepreneurs are the same way. And it's like, no, there's levels to this. Like there's entrepreneurs, you can go out and sell water, on the side of the street and call yourself an entrepreneur, but like that's not the same as Jessie the Barber putting in that work every single day, cutting hair, got your certifications, you're certified, you're skilled, you got the marketing, like so there's another level, like a lot more levels between the guy selling water and a skilled person, a skilled worker. And it goes the same thing with the 9 to 5. Like there's a difference between somebody just getting a paycheck from doing like really unskilled work to like somebody who's made it to a level to where it's like, hey, I'm getting paid specifically, to do this type of job. This is not necessarily a labor job, or it may be a labor job. There's people who work in the fields that make really great money, and it's a labor job, but it's hard work. So yeah, that's just my last 2 cents. I think you're muted.
Yeah, can't hear you.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Jerk,
I
you
think
muted.
I think my man
Oh.
Phil is a very strategic man, though. That's a strategic plan to be able to do both, or even contemplate doing both.
Yeah, I think life is just hard, man. Where you probably want to do one or the other, but it's just like when you start having kids, you start going on that path. I think it just forces you to kind of like operate a certain way. Especially for me, it was just like I had to do the structure at one point. But definitely always like liked entrepreneurship and always talked about it. But it's just like, man, when you got so much bills and stuff, all of us are just kind of on that hamster wheel for a case and stuff like that. So you're just always in a position of like figuring it out. But down the line, like I said, I do like what Phil said too, where it's just like once you start like leveraging your 9 to 5, then you can start like open yourself up to take on like different opportunities and stuff. So
I mean, that goes great. I think anybody can do that. Even if you are an entrepreneur and then you hit a point where you're like, hey, this has gotten real hard. Let me find something on the side to keep me going. Mm-hmm. And so like Jesse said, he got, the whole thing with the barber thing didn't shut down for a little bit. So he went to the next step. He always said something to back himself up on. So it's the same concept with the 9 to 5. Yeah, sometimes it sucks, and there's going to be points where you're like told what to do and you're structured, but at least you're getting a paycheck, and at least something hits. You always got something to fall back on.
Yeah. Nah, this was a great discussion, man, and I definitely want to start opening this up to more conversation like this too. Definitely we're gonna hit on the fun stuff, but these talks need to be had too. Like last week we did the therapy. What was that?
Y'all done taught me a lot tonight.
I be loving Taj is like learning, man. Taj all about that growth.
I was just thinking about I like his demeanor because it's just like it's just very receptive. Like that's dope.
Yeah, man.
But all right, let's go ahead and jump into this last topic, the Reddit response. So CLS been on the streak, giving us the best solutions, man. Me and Manic been like screwing people over, messing up their lives. So we're gonna see if we can. Let me go ahead and pull up the
tag team.
Damn, that shit kind of small, but that's
I can read it.
Yeah, no, that's the question. So me.
You got bifocals on or something?
I know, right?
I got a big ass screen.
What you got, like a whole
75-inch fucking computer screen TV?
Nah, this screen is like 43 inches, so it's like a TV.
Oh, that's that big one you had over here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
It's like I see them words crystal clear.
Oh, for real? Go ahead, read that out, Manic.
Okay, it says my 27-year-old female girlfriend, the boyfriend's 29. He says his girlfriend doesn't want to have sex with. Oh, I'm just gonna read.
No, it's a female perspective. Just in order, because that's what throws me off. This is how they put it in Reddit, man. Bag Reddit and everything. Okay, I'll be like, I'll be struggling.
This is the female perspective. My boyfriend doesn't want to have sex with me. We got back together in March, and since then we've only had sex once. I keep asking him, and he keeps telling me he's not in the mood. He is tired. He has too many things going on in his head because he just got a house. He's worried about his job, etc. And today he said, I'm acting like a bitch all the time, and I'm not acting like a lady. It doesn't get him horny. He tells me I need to be soft-spoken and sensual. Well, I can't do that because I'm angry all the time when I'm around him. Before this, he said I have to give him head and then he'll get horny. But he literally doesn't want me to touch him like that. Last week, he said we focused on sex for the first 2 years of our relationship, and now I want to focus on other things like doing things together. We had this conversation so many times, and every time we talk about it, he tells me something different. I was worried about him cheating on me, but he reassures me that he's not doing anything like that. I was even self-conscious because maybe he didn't like me anymore, but he wants to do everything with me and told me it has nothing to do with that. We are doing everything else together than making out and having sex. Am I just overthinking this? Also, anyone else experiencing something like this from their partner? And were you able to solve these issues that you had eventually?
Look at my man Phil's face. Phil was disgusted. That's what I'm talking. So the question I would ask on this is like, what is the issue with him, and what should she do at this point?
I'm gonna be real. Like, it sounds like dude is just focused. it sounds like he has a goal set, and then like, you know, maybe I can see both sides of the situation right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, she's wanting to do everything and, you know, have sex with him all the time. She's, you know, she just with it, but then she also feels like she's being put to the side. But like, depending on where he is in his life, if he's trying to like, you know, take care of business, and he's trying to maybe the boy's going through therapy, maybe he's got some stress, maybe he's got something going on in his life where he's not thinking about that. He's hyper focused on trying to push forward in life. And like you said, you know, we focused on sex the past couple of years. Like, he's speaking sophomoric, whereas he's looking at future endeavors. So whereas sex may not be like not important to him, he's just focused. Like, he's hyper focused on one thing. I don't see that as a bad thing. I think she's personally tripping.
All right, Taj, we coming to you on this one.
Well, I ain't going front, fellas. I might not say too much on this here. It's a very touchy-feely subject because I actually went through this my damn self, vice versa.
We talked about it.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a nigga cheating. So I don't want to really talk about it like that because it's being after that, and to this day, I still feel like karma is still fucking with me. So that's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll take it.
All right, go ahead.
So I would take the opposite approach. I would love to have this problem. Like, my girl just throwing it at me all the time, and like, I'm with it. Like, could I see him, you know, as a guy, you know, trying to take care of business and being focused? Like, yes, but you know, I don't know what type of sex that he needs to provide for her, but I got it. It's like, you can be focused all day, you know, on your business shit, but like at nighttime, it's just like, okay, let's get it in. You know, first thing in the morning, if she's with it, then let's go. Like, you know, midday, let's go. Like, I don't think you can I don't think you can have too much. You know, I don't know. I've never ran into that problem.
No, there's no way. Yeah,
but I mean, to each their own. Like, I'm just with it, man. I'm just like, it's lucky motherfucker. I was reading that shit. I was stumbling. I was so pissed. I was like, all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, to each his own. But go ahead, man.
All right, CLS.
No, I was gonna say that, you know, that first couple of years, that's that honeymoon phase. The first couple of years, should continue dating anyway, right? I mean, even when you get married, I'm saying you still got to go out on dates with your partner. You know, same way you got her, same way you're gonna keep her. And I don't know. They just sound like they need counseling if she wants to stay with him. You know what I mean, and work things out. They need to get couples counseling, therapy.
All right, Jesse, I'm coming to you now. What you think on the scenario?
Man, I'm gonna say this guy is a fucking idiot. That's the first thing I want to say. It's been March. We were in fucking July. Bro. Listen, let me say this. Look, if you ain't fucking your girl, somebody else about to be fucking your girl.
Yep.
4 months. Now I know there's differences in everybody's sex drive. Me personally, I'm a guy that if that shit was thrown at me every day, 2-3 times a day. I'm with it. I'm like Manic. Like, I'm taking that shit off the backboard and I'm windmilling it, sticking my hand in the rim, fucking jumping over fucking Dwight Howard. Man, let's go. Fuck that shit. This guy is at very high risk of losing his woman in the most disrespectful way possible, because if she's continuing to bring this up, one thing I've learned about women, they will not continue after a certain point to bring up an issue, especially when we're talking about sex. If it's a woman that's bringing up sex as, it's not like, hey, we had sex 2 days ago and like, I want it now. No. If you are a grown person and you're bringing an issue to your partner and they are stonewalling you and putting their stuff that they're supposed to be man enough to either set a boundary with yourself when it comes to your career, set a boundary with yourself when it comes to your time management, and you're not doing this man is struggling with his own masculinity to tell his woman that I got this on my brain, I can't get in the mood because you acting like a bitch. Newsflash, I've never met a woman that doesn't act bitchy sometimes.
Mhm.
You might as well go to the other side and play with the same fucking field, bro. You might as well
Mhm.
switch sides and get you a dude, bro. That's what I would say to him. Get you and leave his dumb ass. Find you a man that's going to really cater to your needs and be a man. Because this dude is acting like a little boy. That's how I feel.
But she's not gonna leave though, bro. She's already 2 years in, and you know how women are. Like when they
2
got,
years?
huh?
2 years
Hey
ain't.
Jerk, I
2
know
years ain't nothing.
we pressed for time, but I got a quick question. I want to take a quick poll.
All right, come on, let's go.
So this shit just dawned on me as I was thinking about it and listening. What if the girl that he's with? What if it's bad down there? What if it smells like? What if it's just like rancid and yeah, or it's not.
Man, grab your nuts and tell your woman, hey, something going on down there. Fix it. Go to the doctor. I'm not having sex with you until then.
But I mean, what a few years though.
Maybe. They already been together a few years.
I'm going to say something. I'm not going anywhere near it. I don't want it. Go see a doctor. Nah, I'm good. I'll be a man and use my hand. Go see a doctor. Straight up.
No, I just think this scenario is like off, man, because I think there's something kind of wrong with him because he's kind of young, man. You know, that seemed like some 50-year-old type shit where he's on. And no, I do think because Phil had a good point where he was just like, man, there's some patches where you got something on your mind, but if she's going to the point she's putting this on Reddit, like it's a wrap. Like she's probably got eHarmony page up. She's starting to like search a little bit. Yeah, my man gonna go ahead and have to.
You got a bunch of guys who have like PTSD that like have serious issues that really don't like have the urge to do anything like that. So this shit does exist.
He could be asexual too.
Hey, I got that.
Asexual.
PTSD minus the PTS.
You're not attracted. You don't want to have sex. You're not attracted to anybody at all.
But she said they were like kind of going at it like, you know, all the time at first, and he just cut her off. Like he was like, look,
he got honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon phase is sleep for a couple of years.
He found somebody else, or he got bored with her sex life.
Probably.
That's why I'm thinking he might have like mentally he's like checking out or something. Because I like Manic said, it's rare, you know, just you getting it thrown at you, and you're just like, nah, I'm good.
She weighing her options, just like you said about the eHarmony and all that. She's weighing her options right now because women don't like they don't like to throw away. Once they 2 or 3 years in with a person, they don't like to throw away that time they invested in that relationship. So she's not gonna just walk away just like that, you know what I mean, overnight, you know. Because I was trying to put myself in them shoes. Like when I get do these scenarios, I'm like, damn. Like my wife could hate my guts. We could be going at it. She could damn near like throw acid at me and eat it like half my arm, and I'm still probably gonna hit. You know. I'll like try to justify it. I'm like, man, well, she only got like half my shoulder. You know, she didn't, you know, do my eyes or anything. Yeah, I'm gonna justify it. I'm still trying to like smash. So I was like, that's how it's supposed to be. You got the right person. That's how it's supposed to be.
Like, yeah, my man is doomed. He's doomed. He probably got another chick on the side.
Exactly.
He could have a porn addiction. He could have a porn addiction.
So what do y'all think she should do? Should she like cut it off, or how should she handle this whole situation?
Sit down with him and actually have a thorough talk. And if he still ain't getting through, she's gonna have to do her own thing. Drop his ass.
I think that's counseling. I say at least try the counseling way first.
Yeah.
At least that, at minimum. Try the counseling. That shit ain't getting through his thick skull. He ain't trying to romanticize her. Hey, shorty, bounce. Hey, it's been real. Heal. Go through your grieving process. Heal. Because honestly, there's 4.5 billion people in the world. This dude ain't the only dude out there that you're gonna match with.
Yeah. I mean, I like the counseling route, but before counseling, I would just say, you know, go to Instagram, IG, type in the Manic Genius. I got DM me. We can set something up. I'm very discreet.
You don't even know what she looks like.
Manic said he went all those problems.
You don't even know what state she in, yo. What state she in?
She gonna be in a state of emergency, fucking with Manic, huh?
Her ass might be in fucking, I don't know, fucking Alaska.
DM me. I can be very discreet. Nobody has to know. You can continue your relationship.
Bush down there and everything. Damn. He said, "I'm trying to
So,
take
all
it
right.
back to the '60s. I'm a hippie. Fuck
Then
you."
go to therapy.
Go therapy.
But nah, great episode, man. I think we got a good solution on this one. So again, anybody out there watching, if you have any topics you want us to break down, please hit me up. And on the panel, y'all got any topics that you want to cover, please let me know and I'll go ahead and incorporate those in the episode. And moving forward, we got some things coming for the channel soon. So we'll start releasing that information once we start getting everything rolling and stuff like that. So we're going to start bringing on more people. As you see, the panel starting to grow. Got some good people on here with some very good backgrounds and different perspectives and stuff like that. Y'all were cooking tonight, past episodes, getting some good feedback from all of you guys and stuff like that. So just tuning in, and any y'all win that lottery, man, holla at your boy. But we're going to go ahead and close this out. So, all right, then. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.